All I do is mock, no matter what. Got drafts on my mind, I don't really give a what. And every time I step up in the draft room, everybody teams go up, up, and they stay there, and they stay there, and they say round one, round two, round three. I'm sorry. In this episode, we will be conducting a 12-team mock draft for points leagues on ESPN. We believe every NBA fan should support fantasy basketball content. So here we are, y'all. We in the draft room, ready to cook up with some hot bacon grease. My man Joey is up with the first pick, and you know who he's going to pick. I could give you 3 guesses, but you probably only need one. And I'm not a psychic. I'm not Miss Cleo out here, but I can predict. Let me use my fantasy basketball senses here. I can predict that yes, he's gonna pick the Joker. And number 2 off the board. Let me get another minute to just kind of figure that out. That's gonna be Wemby. And third, hold up. Let me see if I can get this right. One more. That's gonna be your man SGA. I could be wrong. Okay, first pick. Let's go, Joey. Don't let me down. We ain't got no auto drafters right now. This is like a mock drafter's dream. I am sitting here like Nikola Jokic. I told you, Nikola Jokic at the 1-1, at the 1-2, Victor Wembanyama. I promise you, at the 3, we gonna have SGA. Watch it. Here we go. This is my man. Oh, he takes Luka. The Don is off the board. Oh my God. Don is off the board. At 4, we got SGA. I'm okay with that. And listen, guys, there's nothing wrong with drafting skinny Luka. This is something that I've been talking about, and I'm actually going to do some special episodes about it because I believe that Luka will actually get that championship for you, not in real life. For you, not in real life. But let's get back to the recap. After Luka the Don, we got SGA at the 1-4. At the 1-5, we got Anthony Davis. I haven't been seeing Anthony Davis go this high in mock draft, so that's a really good sign. I'm rolling up to my pick soon, so let me go ahead and lock in and take a look at who we got here. So if available, I would definitely be looking at a player like Karl Anthony Towns here. I would definitely be looking at a player like Trae Young here. I would definitely be looking at a player like James Harden here. Also very interested in Steph Curry in this area. So these are all players that I'm willing to take. I'm up right now, and we have a few of the guys that I was interested in. Karl Anthony Towns is no longer on the board. So I'm really looking at Maxey here, maybe Harden, maybe LeBron, and Harden. So I could build out an older man squad here. I think I'm going to go ahead and grab Harden with the first one. And then the second pick, it's tempting, right? It's tempting to go old here, but I always like the idea of upside. I don't believe that your man Joel Embiid is going to stay healthy. So I think Tyrese Maxey is still going to cook. So we're going to go ahead and draft Maxey. It was tempting to get LeBron, especially because I haven't drafted him yet this offseason, but I'm going to just stick to having one old guy and one young guy, 2 backcourt contributors. Let's see how it plays out. Now we can catch up. I won't be back to pick for a long time. So let's go ahead and get back to the recap. At the 1-7, we got Anthony Edwards. Yes. At the 1-8, Cade Cunningham. Love it. Domantas Sabonis at the 1-9. For a points league, this works very well. This would be crazy in a category league. People would be like, what are you doing? Why would you do that? This is great for a points league. He contributes in so many areas. One of the leaders in the league in double-doubles and also right up there for triple-doubles as well. I love Domantas Sabonis. Trae Young, he's going to be dishing and swishing. We got Karl Anthony Towns. We got James Harden. I grabbed at the 1-12. And then at the top of the second, I grabbed Tyrese Maxey. Then we have Devin Booker at the 2-2, Stephen Curry at the 2-3, LeBron, father of time, James at the 2-4. I'm not mad at that at all. I actually give an air horn for LeBron James because we have never seen anything like this. When I talk about, I was on live stream the other day on TikTok talking about like the GOAT conversation and how LeBron has always been like in that top three for me. Sometimes it was Kareem, sometimes it was him, but it was always Jordan at one. But my criteria didn't take into consideration longevity. And because longevity was never a part of it, he couldn't compete with Jordan or Kareem stats. However, seeing this run, y'all, let me know in the chat. Like, this is crazy. I call him LeBron, father of Time James, aka the vampire, because your man is still averaging like 25 points a game, and he's like in his 21st year. This is wild work. Wild work. All right, let's get back to the recap. After LeBron James, we have Jalen Brunson at 2-5. At the 2-6, we got Jalen Williams, Kevin Durant at the 2-7, Paulo Banchero at the 2-8, Alperen the Goon, Shingun at the 2-9. At the 2-10, we got Donovan Mitchell. And then your men's in him, will he play? Will he not play? LaMelo Ball at the 2-11. And then closing out the second round, we got your man, Scotty Barnes. We got Scotty Barnes. Really quick, I want to talk to you guys, man. This is something that I have not been mentioning in the show, but I have to bring it back. Guys, if you visit BelieveInFantasy.com, you can enter to win a $100 Amazon gift card. What? Come on, man. And we also giving away a bunch of rookie cards. I have them all right here in my desk. Look at this. All these rookie cards. Oh my God, I got Tyrese Halliburton. We're not giving away all of these. We're giving away all of these, and then we're giving you one of these. If you're listening at home, I'm showing them this Cade Cunningham PSA 9 that right now on YouTube is the card that's leading to be your mystery card. So just know that tuning in and being a part of our community is not just getting the value from our analysts, from myself, from the community to win your league, that we give, but we also give away a bunch of stuff too, just to make sure we keep you engaged, keep you excited. Wanted to make sure you know, visit BelieveInFantasy.com. If you are already a member of the community and you go to that site and you're like, hey, I'm already signed up, what? All you have to do is hit us in the actual Discord, and we'll share the link with you to take a short survey, and that survey will enter you into the contest. Remember, BelieveInFantasy.com to win a $100 Amazon gift card. Let's get back to the mock draft. All right, cool. So after Scotty Barnes at the 212, oh, my apologies. Yeah. I have LaMelo Ball at the 211. Then we have Scotty Barnes at the 212. At the top of the third, we got Jaylen Brown, Jalen Johnson at the 3-2, Franz Wagner at the 3-3. At the 3-4, we got Evan Mobley. At the 3-5, King Cooper Flag off the board. I love that, man. I'm like, listen, I don't get hype off of rookies. If you look at my track record, I don't believe in rookies until I see it. But this guy right here, different work. After Cooper Flag, we got De'Aaron Fox, Tyler Hero at the 3-7. Wow. What will be left? Scraps. Amin Thompson at the 3-8, and then at the 3-9, Pascal Siakam. Interesting to see Pascal Siakam dropping. Early on in our draft season, we were seeing him go as early as the 2-3, 2-4. Interesting to see him drop like that. Jimmy, $100 cup of coffee off the board at the 3-10. Sean, I wouldn't do that. Early for me. But I could be wrong. Maybe he's going to cook up. Okay, I haven't drafted Vucevic yet. I'm looking at Vucevic. I'm looking at Ja Morant. I'm looking at Chet Holmgren, Josh the Giddler. So let me go ahead and grab my man. I'll grab Vucevic here, and then I'm going to grab Chet. So I'll just go ahead and grab my big guys here. Now, I would note, Vucevic won a lot of people leagues last year, and I am not a Vucevic guy. Honestly, I'm always worried about Vucevic, right? But my man Matty G's funny. Matty G was on the show the other day with D-Mac on D-Mac's show, and they were talking about Vucevic, and it was one of the best pieces of fantasy basketball content I've seen in a while. I love their opposing positions on it, and DMAC had a really good point that at any minute they might trade away Vucevic, and his value will just be a question mark. Where Matty G's position was, you know what? They've been saying they're gonna trade him since he got there, which for me was like, yeah, you're right. Like they've been saying that they're gonna trade this guy since he got there. So for me, in this mock draft, I think I'll take the risk to go ahead and sort out my front court. I already have my back court sorted out, and now I'll see if I can gather some of these wings in the next couple of rounds. But that I thought that was an interesting exchange between those brothers. And if you want to check them out, they'll be on the network as well in the Believe in Fantasy team on my stream, also sharing their content here. Really excited about everything we're doing with our team. Also, we're going to be announcing a couple new team members this week, but I'll keep that under wraps on who that's going to be. Let's get back to this recap. After Jimmy, $100 cup of coffee, we got Zubats at the 311, Vucevic at the 312, Chet Holmgren at the 4-1, Kawhi, busted thigh, Leonard at the 4-2. And this is my favorite name. Of all the names that I say for players on this podcast, y'all, this is it. At the 4-3, we got your men's in them. From the Chicago Bulls, Josh, the Giddy at the 4-3. Then I got my man at the 4-4, Ja, with the blicky on the live stream, Morant. At the 4-4. Then we got my man Zion, how the mighty have fallen, Williamson. After that, we got DeMar, not like us, DeRozan. They not like us. Every time I do the not like us dance on this podcast, I end up auto drafting. Let's hope that don't happen. After my man DeMar DeRozan, we got Bam Adebayo at the 4-7. Then we got Jamal Murray at the 4-8. I don't know how to feel about Jamal Murray, man. Like, I like Jamal Murray, but it's like, I don't really know what there's something going on there. Like, and when I feel that tension, something I heard a long time ago, when you feel the tension, pay attention to the tension. And something about this whole this whole situation with your man Jamal Murray makes it makes me raise an eyebrow. I don't know if it's because I don't think he'll perform on that level, or if I think that maybe it's the value is too low. I can't make anything of it. Last year, according to hashtag basketball, he came in at 41, and I believe their default settings are Yahoo, but he came in at 41 according to hashtag. He averaged 21.4 points per game, 3.9 rebounds, and 6 assists, pretty good, 1.4 steals. I don't know. 2 turnovers. I don't know how I feel about that. Is that too high? Let me know what y'all think. Is that too high for your man? He went in this draft at the 4-8. After Jamal Murray, we have Jaren Jackson Jr. at the 4-9. At the 4-10, we got your men's in them. Desmond, bring the pain, Bane. I came to bring the Bane hardcore to your brain. After Desmond Bane, we had Josh Hart, and I got a pick, so let me lock in real quick. Let me see if I can go ahead and get a few players lined up. Ooh, it gets kind of nasty down here. Ooh, it's not okay. Okay. Interested in Julius Randle here. Oh, we'll never draft Paul George again. Not going to do it to myself. I cannot. I drafted D'Angelo Russell a couple of mock drafts. Up in my mouth over here. Jared Allen is interesting here, but I got bigs on bigs. I don't know. But I want Jared Allen. I'm not taking Fred VanVleet again. Like, I won't make that mistake again. I went way too high on him last time. But I think I'm okay with that. I'll just grab Jared Allen, and on the turn, I'll grab Julius Randle. I'm okay with that. Now, I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with my wings because I haven't really picked any wings. I don't know if I'll be able to grab because I'm not taking somebody like Paul George. I'll be open to an RJ Barrett, a player like that, or maybe somebody who has, dual position eligibility or something like that. But I'm going to start queuing some of those guys up. So like Norman Powell, if he's available, I'll be open to that. Cam Thomas, not as excited about it, but by the time I'm drafting, that might be of interest to me. Denny Avdia, definitely, if I can get him in the 7th, 8th round, I'll be interested in that. Devin Vassell, not as high on him. Peyton Pritchard, I do like a little more. I'm okay with Anthony Simons. I'd like to get somebody with like shooting guard, small forward eligibility. Somebody like Bradley Beal in the 8th round, I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? And also maybe even targeting some rookies later on, like a Ace Bailey or something like that. But I think this is okay. This is okay for me to have some of these folks in the queue here. I feel a lot better. This is okay for me. Let me get back to this recap and see if we can catch up. So after Josh Hart at the 411, we had Jalen Green at the 412, Joel Embiid off the board at the 5-1. Now, I've spoken about this a couple of times during our drafts. It's okay to draft Joel Embiid. It's okay to draft him. It's where you draft him that you want to pay attention to. So I think in this 5th round area, I've seen him also go in the 4th. I think it's totally fine because what you're doing is you're taking a risk that could lead to a 1st round reward. Let that sink in. You draft a guy in the 4th, 5th round, bottom of the 4th, top of the 5th, and then he can turn into, if healthy, knock on wood, right? He can turn into a 1st round player. So again, not a risk that I'm willing to take if I've already drafted a player like Kawhi Leonard, like LaMelo Ball, like Anthony Davis. But if you have a bunch of historically healthy folks on your team, it might be a good look to grab him. So I'm all for that. But this guy, this is somebody, man, I might have been better off grabbing him with one of my last picks. At the 5-2, Dyson, the Merchant of Theft, Daniels, a.k.a. the Burglar. The Burglar. At the 5-3, we got Derek White. At the 5-4, we got Zach. Watch your back, Levine. And then we got at the 5-5, Jordan. Leave the kids at the pool with the baddies.
Okay.
Then after that, we got Austin Reeves at the 5-6. At the 5-7, Mikal Bridges. Love that pick. We got Trey Murphy the third. The 5-8. At the 5-9, we got Brandon Miller. Oh my God, I love that pick. At the 5-10, we got Rudy Gobert. At the 5-11, we got Kobe White. I grabbed Jared Allen at the 5-12. I couldn't have grabbed the Merchant of Theft. I wouldn't have had it. Now, I think Julius Randle is value here at the 6-1. At the 6-2, Jalen Duren. Ooh, I like that too, though. That's good. Darius Garland at the 6-3. He is banged up, so you might have to be patient with that, but not mad at that pick at all. DeJounte Murray, same story. A player that you're going to draft. He will be banged up, but when he comes back, he'll bring tons of value. And I think I have to look that up, but definitely he's been banged up. Miles Bridges at the 6-5. Oh, Miles Turner at the 6-6. I might do the all Miles team too. Ideas. 6-7, we got Walker, the Stalker, Kessler, Michael Porter Jr. at the 6-8, Lauri Markkanen at the 6-9. I think that might be a little high for Lauri, but if he plays, it pays. At the 6-10, we got Jakob Poeltl. At the 6-11, Brandon Ingram. People are sleeping on Brandon Ingram. I love that. I don't love them sleeping on him. I love that he grabbed him. At the 6-12, closing out the 6th round, we got Fred VanVleet. At the 7-1, we got RJ Barrett. 7-2, Mark Williams. Not crazy about Mark Williams. John Collins, I am. Lob City 2.0. After John Collins, we got Denny Avdia. All my guys are going off the board. Still got a few left. At the 7-5, we got OG Anunoby. At the 7-6, Chris Porzingis. 7, Kyrie Irving. We're going to talk more about Kyrie Irving because that might have been the fastest board. After Kyrie, we have CJ McCollum, too old. 7-8, we got Peyton Pritchard. Okay. Anthony Simons. And then I'm up. So I got a few of my guys still on the board. So I got Norman Powell and I got Bradley Beal here. Not very interested in much else. Jalen Suggs, I am interested in. I like Suggs, but I think I like the others better. First of all, I'm going to grab Norman Powell. I think grabbing Norman Powell here in the 8th round, super value. Cam Thomas or Beal, I wish the chat could respond. Chat, can you get in there? Who would you take, Thomas or Beal? Quickly. Thomas, Beal, quickly. Let's see if the chat can do it. Come on, chat. Come on. Come on. Okay, we're going to take Beal. We're going to take Beal. Okay, cool. So I'll be back up in a couple of minutes. But before we do that, let's go ahead and pull up and see what's happening in the comments. We got a bunch happening, so let's check it out. Let me see. We got a Thomas. See, Kill Raven said take Thomas. I took Bill. Aiden would have been good. But I got all those big guys, man. I'm like, I just needed some wing action. I didn't have any wing action. Thomas, another one, Highlight Factory. And then JK said Cam. So you guys would have went Thomas there. I'm not mad at that at all. Ray says, hey, can you take a screenshot of the draft board at the end of the draft and share it with the Discord chat? That's a really good idea. Why not? Why not? AP Jones, yeah. What it do, my guy? What it do, my guy? Yeah. All right, let's get back to this recap. All right, cool. So after we got to still go back about the Kyrie thing. So let's quickly just touch on the Kyrie thing. So again, I haven't seen Kyrie go as early as the 7th round. So this is definitely new. And Brett did that. So Brett is a knowledgeable, very talented fantasy mind. I give him he's an honorary, analyst in our group, if you will. He's like a specialist in the community. So I love the fact that people are prioritizing Kyrie. So again, on your draft board, circle certain names to make sure you pay attention, because I wouldn't go 7. I would definitely go 9 or 10 though. And I had him here. I think I put down 10. I won't show you because I'll show you the rest of my picks. And I know you guys are snipers. But Kyrie is somebody we want to pay attention to, because when he comes back and after he's ramped up, he could be at 100% during your fantasy basketball playoffs, trying to fight for playoff position with his team. So he might be playing at an elite level. So that's something we want to be mindful of. Okay, let's get back to this recap. After CJ McCollum, we have Peyton Pritchard, Anthony Simons, Christian Brown. I grabbed to close out the 7th round. At the top of the 8th, I grabbed Bradley Beal. Should have grabbed Cam. Was it Cam Johnson? No, it should have been Cam Thomas I was going for. DeAndre Ayton at the 8-3. Cam Thomas goes at the 8-4. Isaiah Hartenstein. I love that pick. Can I get a freaking air horn or something for that? God, I love Isaiah Hartenstein. Dylan Harper. Whoa. Dylan Harper, the 2nd rookie off the board. The rookies are going earlier and earlier in these mock drafts, y'all. Emmanuel quickly at the 8-7. I want to talk a little bit about Dylan Harper, too. Dylan Harper, even though I think he's a really gifted player, I think the roadmap to minutes and usage, I don't know if it's there. He might be the backup, but think about it. De'Aaron Fox is the starting point guard. Let that sink in. Stephon Castle, rookie of the year. Let that sink in. So there's a lot of mouths to feed there. And he's a rookie. So I don't know if they're going to throw him into the deep into the pool to start out his career. But for me, I wouldn't go 8. There's a lot of other names I'm going to say here that I would have before, that I prefer to have before Dylan Harper. For example, at the 8-7, Emmanuel quickly would take him over Harper. Suggs, take him over Harper. Oh, hold up. Jalen. Shorty, want to be a Suggs. Want to be a Suggs. Got the Sug life tatted on my chest. Can you feel me? At the 8-8. At the 8-9, Paul, don't draft him, George. Simply put, don't draft him. At the 8-10, we got Malik Monk. I'm not messing with Malik Monk this season. Nick Claxton, I'll be okay with that. Tobias Harris at the 8-12, Old Faithful. At the 9-1 to lead off the 9th round, we got Devin Vassell. At the 9-2, Jaden Ivey. At the 9-3, we got Andrew Wiggins. At the 9-4, we got Asar Thompson. And at the 9-5, we have Naz Reid. And then we got my man Daniel up. He's on the clock. And I want to say big shout out to everybody who pulled up to this mock draft, because we have not had a pick, not even a pick auto pick. You know how it is when you mock drafting. You got to go to the bathroom. You got to like take the garbage out. Your wife called you. Your girlfriend texted you. The app froze. Like, these guys are absolute fantasy basketball sickos. Not nay one of them jokers have jumped off for Nathan. So I am wildly impressed. Off the hook. After Naz Reid, we got Ace Bailey. Love that pick. We got Onyeka Okongwu at the 9-7. And let me lock in and go ahead and queue up a few picks here for myself, because I'm up soon. So I don't know if VJ's still around. So if VJ's still around, I might grab. Let's see if VJ's still around. Nope, VJ's not here. Okay, cool. So that plan is out the window. So quickly, let me make a panic pick here. And might go Pajimski or McCain here. Pajimski or McCain. Let me grab McCain. I'm gonna just grab McCain. People forget how good McCain was before he went down. And I'm not sure VJ is gonna come in and steal his thunder. But let's see what else we can do here. So looking at Gafford here, looking at Gordon. I'm not drafting your man Russell again. I'm gonna grab my man. Dan, that's a panic pick, y'all. That's a panic pick. That's a panic pick. Robin, you disappoint me. How could you pick Dan Gafford to add with the rest of the trees in the forest? Your team looks like the Alps, just a bunch of mountainous figures. What have you done to thee? What have you done to thee? I'm doing my thing. All right, cool. Let's lock in. Back to the recap. Dang, I wish I would have grabbed VJ. Man. After Ace Bailey, we have Onyeka Okongwu at the 9-8, Andrew Nimhard at the 9-9, VJ Edgecombe at the 9-10, Alex Sarr at the 9-11, Stephon Castle. I grabbed Jared McCain. I'm excited to see what he does. Y'all do not forget. People are hyped about VJ, which makes sense. Paul George will not be around, y'all. And when he is, he won't be there for long. I know there's a lot of mouths to feed in the backcourt, but these young brothers, Tyrese Maxey, Jared McCain, VJ Edgecombe, they will make it work. And I think in the 9th round, maybe it's a little early, maybe a round or two early, but I'll take it. Dan Gafford, come on, man. He's going to cook up. At the 10-2, we got Draymond Green. At the 10-3, we got Jabari Smith Jr., Walter Clayton Jr. at the 10-4, P.J. Washington, Brandon Pajimski at the 10-6. At the 10-7, Aaron Gordon. 10-8, Jaden McDaniels. And I'm going to quickly just take a minute to queue up a few players, because I want to make sure I'm all good and ready to go. I want my man Khan. I don't know if he's going to be around, but I'll go ahead and grab him there. There's a couple of them. Ryan there. Okay, got a few there. Okay, cool. And let's see if we can get some more vets here. Very much interested in Bilal Coulibaly. I just think the whole Washington Wizards, like young core, man, I think there's so much potential there, and it's just so many names and guys. Who was it? Trey Johnson, like another guy I want to queue up. Like, there's a lot happening with those young guys. So that's something that we want to be mindful of, some of these players are later in the draft, so you won't necessarily see them. So you got to like kind of scroll down, queue them up, and make sure that you get them lined up so you can get them on your squad. So just be really, really mindful of that. Make sure you queue up who you got to queue up so you can get them on your squad. I'm gonna keep digging down here before I go back to the recap. Benedict Mathurin, another player that I think will benefit from the absence of Tyrese Halliburton. So, Isaiah Collier, I love that, man. Oh my God, people are not even thinking about him. He's going into the waiver wire pool. Come on, man. We got. I'm not even gonna say his name out loud. I'm not even going to say his name out loud because I know y'all jokers is watching and sniping. But I will type the names in. Oh, off the board already? They grabbed J Huff? J Huff, man, listen. Y'all better pay attention. J Huff is that dude. Oh, man. Once you hear that little binging sound, that means that they are sniping your guys. So let me go ahead and get back to the recap because there's nothing I can do to save myself at this point. It is inevitable. My players will be stolen. That sound is relentless. It's relentless. And it's a sad, sad feeling. And the next player they take from you is Khan Knipple, the sniped from your queue. Sniped. Okay, cool. After Aaron Gordon, we have Jaden McDaniels, Russell, D'Angelo, that is, at the 10-9, Herb Jones, Igor Demon, Jonathan Kuminga, Klay Thompson, Derek Lively, the second, Donovan Clingan, Scoot the Boot, Henderson, Matas Buzeles. Gosh, I got to get him earlier. I got to grab him in the 9th, 10th. Keegan Murray, Bilal Coulibaly, Khan Knipple, Ryan Kalkbrenner, Shaden Sharp. My entire queue gone. Jeez Louise, man. I'm going to grab Mathurin here. Give me another wing. And then I'm going to grab, let me know in the chat, Trey Johnson, Isaiah Collier. Come on, chat. Come on, chat. What y'all going to, is there a delay here? We got to have more time. I'm going to go Trey Johnson. I don't have many rooks. Trey Johnson. Let's cook. Let's cook. Let's cook. Let's cook. Oh, I got one more pick? Okay, great. Let me go queue up a few more people before I go back to the recap. So I think there's some goodness still here. I'm not messing with your man, Chris Middleton. I'm all the way out on Chris Middleton. Sorry. I cannot. I don't have the bandwidth to deal with that. No way. Bub Carrington, on the other hand, yeah, totally, dude. I'm down for some daggone Bub Carrington. Young Bubs in the building. Mr. Bubs is in the building. Swagger on 100,000 trillion. After Bubs, I'll be looking at I'll be Caruso in the points league, not as sexy. But remember, guys, in those I know who I want. There he goes. Gershon Ubaselli. I'll be open to that. Here's one thing, and I try to say it a lot because I don't know if this would be the last time a person sees or hears me, right? So like, depending on your level of commitment, some people are like, they only pay attention to fantasy when they're in draft season, and then they kind of like are in and out and they end up losing, right? Whatever it is. Some people are doing it just in the season where they're following us throughout the season and they just drafted whatever they draft. So I don't know if this will be like the last time you hear from me or if it's the first time you ever hear. But this lesson I repeat over and over again. Those last 3 rounds of your draft, if you're hearing the sound of my voice before you do your actual draft, remember, that's where you want to take risks. That's where you want to swing for the fences. That's where you want to like aim for upside, because if in fact somebody hits somebody that maybe people ain't checking for, or maybe you believe is going to be better, like last year, Rob Dillingham was my pick. He didn't play out last year, but this year there's going to be somebody that will be the the league winning type player, right? Also, those last 3 players might end up on your waiver wire. Because if you didn't know, if you're new to fantasy, most fantasy players who are successful practice streaming, which is basically picking new players to fill empty roster slots, and they usually have 2 to 3 slots available to do that. So your bottom 2 or 3 players might end up in the waiver wire pool. You know what I'm saying? So don't get too caught up on like, oh, I need to make sure I get some stability in in round 12 and 13. Nah, man. Lock in on upside. Straight up and down. All right, let's get back to the recap. After the laughter comes the tears. After the laughter comes the tears. So after Concanipple, we had Kalkbrenner, Shaden Sharp, Tamani Kamara. I grabbed Benedict Mathurin. Then I grabbed Trey Johnson. Very happy with that pick. Drew Holiday at the 12-12. Zachary Ricochet at the 12-3. Isaiah Collier at the 12-4. Ayo Desumnu at the 12-5. Kaman Maluach at the 12-6. Love that pick, by the way. Tariq Eason at the 12-7. Khalil Ware. Ooh, you got to circle his name as well at the 12-8. Aaron Nesmith at the 12-9. I think he'll eat with this Tyrese Halliburton injury. And I also think the next pick, TJ McConnell, will also eat at the 12-10. Scotty Pippen Jr. at the 12-11. At the 12-12, Santi Aldama. Not as crazy about Santi as others, but it is what it is. Kelly Oubre Jr. at the 13-1. Kasparis Jakunis at the 13-2. Bobby Crazy Eyes Porter at the 13-3. And then we got Dante DiVincenzo at the 13-4. Oh, man. That's who I didn't have circled tonight. Kyle Filipowski at the 13-5. That is a pick. Jonas Valanciunas at the 13-6. Bub Carrington at the 13-7. At the 13-8, we got Lonzo Ball and then Yang Hansen at the 13-9. Love that pick.
Okay.
At the 13-10, we got Kyle Kuzma. At the 13-11, we have not had one auto pick. This is the most phenomenal group of drafters I have had in my career, y'all. This is crazy. At the 13-11, we got Cam Whitmore. And with the final pick, I'm up. I'm going to grab my man Ubaselli. That is wild, Joe. The literally the best group of drafters. I don't remember ever. It's always one, right? And one thing, too, that we see is like we're all there to draft, but then right at the end, people are like, all right, my last 2-3 picks, I don't care anymore. That's phenomenal, man. That's a testament to this community. That warms my heart. That warms my heart. All right, cool. Let's get into it. I'm going to give myself an honest review of my team. I'm going to give it my traditional 1 to 5 GOAT rating system. And also, I'm going to give it my yes, no, maybe. So let's break it down. First pick, James Harden. Yes. Tyrese Maxey. Yes. Vucevic. Yes. Holmgren. Yes. Allen. Yes. Randall. Yes. Powell. Yes. Beal. Maybe. Maybe I should have grabbed Cam Thomas or Cameron Johnson there. It's okay. Jared McCain. Maybe. I am high on him. I'm high on VJ too. There's a lot of guards there. I already got Tyrese. Maybe. Dan Gafford. Maybe. Benedict Mathurin. Maybe. Trey Johnson. Maybe. I need to see. With rookies, you got to see. Ubaselli, Guerschon Ubaselli at the last pick of the draft, going to New York, I'm going to give him a yes, and a tentative yes. So overall, I think the squad is pretty solid. I'm going to give myself a 4 out of 5 GOAT rating. Now that you know who to draft from the 12th position, check out our playlist of all of our mock drafts.